from gang banging to living like a king. It seemed that my team be hating on the low, ready to snake me out, but waiting for me to blow. You ain't heard no shit like this since they're frozen.
So we sitting here right now with the one and only Robin Shockley. So at this moment, just tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you got going on.
Absolutely. I am Robin Shockley with Focus Forward with Robin on the go, because you never know where I'm going to be. I'm all over the place, but I am a multi-purpose entrepreneur. I travel all over the country helping promote small businesses, from music artists to movie producers to chefs to book authors, to anything that you have that's a vision for purpose. Right. I also am a magazine content creator with Swift Magazine. It's a single women in focus today magazine. I have men writers, women writers, all across the country. We are international as well, Ricky, which is exciting. Yeah, and then let's see what else I do. I'm a public speaker, motivational speaker, as well as an actress and a servant leader life coach. I do a little bit of everything.
So you're versatile.
Definitely versatile.
Hey, that's one thing that's Gemini's got that a lot of other signs don't have.
Absolutely.
Diversity. So tell the people how long you've been in the business and how long you've been doing your thing.
Wow, I have been doing life coaching for, close to maybe 20-something years. Okay. But as far as, I have multiple businesses. So for public relations, what I do is promotions. I've been doing that going on 7 years now. Okay. And then as far as acting, I've been doing it for 6 years. And what else? Being an author, magazine columnist, all that. That's been about 7 years I started, but I've been writing ever since I was young. So I've been doing a little bit of everything. I'm in this game a while.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as like your acting and your books, tell the people where they can find those things.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm all over social media, so you can just Google me, okay? But my books and my magazines are on Amazon. That's where we publish them. Okay. My acting, you can find me on the IMDb page. All over social media, you just put in Robin Shockley, and it'll pull up all my acting career and everything.
Right. Tell the people about the movie we did.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. Now, I had to play the social worker. I mean, I played all kinds of different people and characters and stuff, but I had to be a little bit serious and try to be straightforward. And I love it because you made me look good. You did your thing, Ricky Prince.
What you already had going on.
That's right.
Yeah. So that was dope though. Yeah, you pulled that off real good. I had a lot of people say she was a good PO.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to be a part of other productions that you have too.
Most definitely look forward to working with you in the future.
Yes.
So what are some of the places that you travel? Cause word on the streets, you be everywhere.
I do, because you never know where I'm going to be.
I know that's right.
Yes, I have been to... Where have I not been? I've traveled to most of the states, or either at least traveled through them or have partnership connections all around the world. But I have been to Hollywood a couple of times, literally at Universal Studios, promoting some movie producers and celebrity actors there. I've also been to New York several times, done some work in there. I've been to Chicago, of course, Atlanta, Atlanta is like a little New York and a bigger Greenville. And so I've gone to Atlanta. I have a radio show out of Atlanta, actually, 106liveradio.com. So I'm there often. I've done some acting in Atlanta. So that's like a little second home. Of course, Charlotte, that's another second home because I do some promotions for a client that's up there. So I do a little bit of everything. Colorado, I drove, Ricky, 24 hours to Colorado by myself. The woman who used to be afraid to even go in a department store by herself now travels the country by herself.
And that's one thing about you. You will get out there on that road by yourself in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. I've gone to Virginia. Matter of fact, I'm going to Virginia. I got an upcoming event this summer, and it's going to be in Virginia. Okay. So I'm going up there next week to pick my venues out where I want to have the event and everything. So, yeah.
So what type of advice would you give to people who are like stuck in a city who's scared to get out or take risks.
To get out of that box.
Right.
Ooh, I love to challenge people. I'm a challenger. So what I would do is I would encourage that person to say, you know what? You only live once.
Right.
You know, don't waste your time away by doing the same old routine of things. Be willing to take the jump. You don't have the money. Right. So what? You figure out ways to make the money so you can go. You know, years ago, I was like, I want to do so much, but I don't have the money to go pay for a hotel at that time. So you know what I did? I went and got a part-time job working at a hotel 2 days a week. For maybe 4 hours a day, 8 hours a week is all I did, just so I could get a less than 50% discount. I mean, my price was very inexpensive. And so I ended up building up points, getting free rooms, but I got such amazing discounts. And so I think that if a person will step in to what they really want to do, you know what? They can make it work for themselves. Right. They just got to have the belief that they can do it. They got to shift their mindset and say, you know what? I'm not going to let this obstacle hold me back. I'm going to jump forward and I'm going to take action to focus forward.
No, that's right. I like how you did.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, what are some of the things that you hate experiencing on the road and in business? And you know, that's not to come from a place of negativity.
Yes.
But a place of being realistic. You know what I'm saying?
Too, like I just got through telling you, I'm a challenger. Right. So I take the obstacles that come against me to work them in my favor. So I don't have very many things that, disrupt me or get me frustrated and upset. Because I'm a very positive woman. So the only thing I would say that would get me upset is if somebody is negative and they stay stuck in that.
Right.
So that just challenges me. So I really don't deal with many frustrations about that.
So you know how to maintain and conquer that energy.
Oh, definitely. Stay balanced. That's the key. Stay in balance. Don't be wavered by the emotions of what somebody's perception is.
Right.
And if it goes against your perception, so what? Still stay balanced.
So I heard that you are like a very strong and dedicated supporter to women.
Okay.
Not to take away your support for men.
Yeah.
But you go real hard for women.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit more about that and the people.
Okay. Well, I was very young when I got married. I was 18 years old. And today, that's not very young because everybody's getting married young. But back then, it was very young. All I wanted to do was have a home, be a mom, be a servant to my husband, to love him unconditionally and everything. But I rushed to try to get out of the house. Mm-hmm. And so I would take the step to try to make my life perfect. And it wasn't a good environment that I got myself in. It was pretty toxic. It was very negative. I became negative because that was the environment. That was the energy that I was around. So I accepted it instead of fighting against it because I didn't know how. Right? So it wasn't good. So I finally got to a place where I decided to walk out. I got the courage to walk out, to focus forward and move and take action. Okay. And it was only after I had my first grandchild that I did that. And so when I took that step to walk out of that marriage, that relationship of 28 years, after being with him my whole adult life, I started seeing the value of who I was, and I started seeing the value that there are other women, because I was serving in the church as well. Okay. I was in leadership in the church, teaching women's ministry, teaching community service. We were the pillars of the community, and stuff, and volunteering, all this stuff. And so I was going up against the obstacle. I was going up against something that could turn against me. So as I was building the courage in myself, it gave me the strength to take my story and to write about it, to blog about it, and start speaking into other women's lives. I had one lady, Ricky, one time I got so ticked off and I was mad. And I said, I'm going to do a Facebook Live because I was so mad. I felt like the enemy that was trying to just keep me in a negative downward spiral. And I was like I said, I love challenges.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to Facebook Live and I'm going to go positive. I'm going to turn this thing around. And that was a training for me, because from a woman who used to be negative because of the environment that I was in, this was definitely discipline for me. I had to literally shift my mindset on how I thought about life. And so I got online and I went and made a positive motivation, even though I was upset about something that had happened. And what shifted the mindset for me to work towards helping women seeing their self-worth, their value, is a woman came in my DM and she said, Robin, I'm about to kill myself. And she said, my husband has had multiple affairs on me. I'm embarrassed because they were leaders as well in the community and in the churches. And she said, I want to just die. She said, but hearing your motivation has helped me have courage to stay in this. And right there, I just cried, because I was like, wow, my frustration of what got me upset could have destroyed me, and it wouldn't have reached her if I didn't come on and be positive.
Right.
So that right there was my go-to to start. So then I started blogging. Then I started writing, doing videos and all this stuff. And then one thing led to another. And here's Focus Forward Robin. You never know where I'm going to be.
All right, so with the information that you just gave me,
Okay.
it's clear that you have not only experience, but you got a lot of wisdom, you got a lot of understanding. And just like you spoke on leadership, you have a lot of leadership and encouragement built up in you. So what advice would you give to some of these modern day and modern day and younger women in today's time who are constantly dealing with hardships and relationships on whatever level?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good question. Because of being in a relationship for 28 years, I admit, Ricky, I made a lot of mistakes because I was young and naive. I didn't have any mentorship. Today we got mentors. We got people that are positive. But back then, I kept secrets. I hid things because I didn't know how to talk to nobody because it was not offered, And so women today, what influence that I would say for them, to be an encouragement to them, is to take time to listen. I have 3 rules of relationships. That's consistency, compassion, and communication. You got to be consistent with your partner. If you're in a relationship with a man, or a man's in a relationship with a woman, you got to be consistent with one another. You got to communicate, and you got to be compassionate. You got to be in a place to understand where they're coming from. You got to be in a place to say, okay, if I'm going to say I'm going to do something, I'm going to follow through when I'm going to do. I might not can do it exactly when I'm supposed to, but I'm always going to follow through. And then you got to have that open communication to talk to one another and to not be intimidated or afraid to speak your mind. And it's not going to be an argument, so to speak, but you can just be real and transparent without feeling like, oh my God, he's gonna hush me up today, or she's gonna nag today. Right. There should never be nagging in a relationship. A man should never feel like a woman is nagging. A woman shouldn't feel like a man is always on her case. Right. It should be equal communication with one another, that you understand. You should know your partner so much that when they come home from work and they don't even have to say a word, but you can tell just by the frame of the way that they're moving that they've had a rough day, or if they had their body language. Yeah. And so it's up to you to shift that atmosphere. Don't matter if you're a man or a woman. Right. So what I would say for the women out here, especially these young women, I'm in the car all the time. I do Uber part-time. I hear these women dictate to the men, telling them all this stuff, and I'm thinking, girl, they're like 18, 20, even some 30-year-olds are doing this. And I'm 53. I'm proud to be 53. Right. And so what I hear these women, they're sitting here trying to dictate. Then I get men, young guys, in the car, and they're sitting here telling me the way the women are treating them. And I'm thinking, what has shifted? There's no honor. There's no respect. There's no loyalty. There's no understanding. There's no compassion. There's no communication. There's not even consistency. And what frustrates me about this is because what have we failed as an older generation to teach this younger generation the right way of living? I know it's with what the way the world is with social media, all these memes and all these videos and all these television shows and all this stuff, it's portraying negativity.
Right.
This is where you have balance. You got to be careful what goes in your ear gate, what goes in your eye gate. So if you're sitting here taking in negative and hearing the negative thoughts about a relationship that's on television, that's going to feed into your spirit. And you're going to sit here and think, well, yeah, he don't treat me right. Just like so-and-so on this show,
Oh, yeah.
It's a compare.
What you attract.
Yes, it's a compare. And then, two, don't go talking to your girlfriends or your guy friends about your personal business.
Yeah.
When you do that, you're creating such chaos within, because that is the worst thing that can be so resentful to one another.
So how do you feel about the big talk about everybody saying how men acting like women and women acting like men? I mean, of course that don't go for everybody, but it's like it has been a shift in energies.
You talking about the women being tough and the men being sensitive.
Sassy, yes.
Sassy.
Yeah, most
Okay.
sense.
Okay. I think that's where it boils down to the lack of communication with one another. Having compassion and understanding with one another, because so what if a man is sensitive? So what if a man is being vulnerable to share? So what if a woman wants to be able to speak her mind and have her own identity? So what? The problem is when people come in, the man and the woman, they come in and they use the power in a negative way. There's nothing wrong with a guy being vulnerable and sensitive and opening up. But the thing is, we hold on to what's happened to us in the past a lot of times to predict what's going to be happening in the future or what could possibly be good for us. And we put a blockage there. So I don't think anything...
I feel that, though. And it's kind of like people be mixing the energies up, because you got some energies where people like to dictate. And then you got other energies where people lead properly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like...
Well, that's the order.
Right.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Honestly, with me, I feel like we are equal, but I feel like ultimately, my mother has taught me, ultimately my daddy is the head of the house. Even if she's still gonna submit. Let's give an example.
Go ahead.
Okay, example. Just because you might want to go help a family in need, okay? But my dad says, financially, we can't afford that. Right. So I'm not, my mom's like, but I want to do it, and I'm going to go do it because God told me I can do it. I don't believe that God is going to have you go and, unequally yoked with your husband in that area.
Right.
God will give you peace, and y'all will both be in unity with it. So I just feel that there comes a time, there's a right way to be submissive, and then there's a right way to be in leadership.
Yep.
So...
No, I agree. That's why I was saying, like, even when I brought up the dictatorship and the leadership, right after that, I was going to say it's kind of like you got some lovers out there who are controlling and possessive, like, but then you got some who are just clingy.
Yeah.
They ain't really controlling or nothing, but they just want to be up under you. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about how you express that. So, yeah, that's why I asked you that. Let me see what else we got before we get up out of here. When it comes to love stories.
Okay.
Whether it be book, movie, or real life story.
Okay.
What would be your motivation, or one of those categories that you love, like your favorite movie, your favorite story, whatever? What would that be?
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
All right. My favorite movie, and if people follow me, they know that I have two favorite movies, and they are in alignment. One is Up Close and Personal. It's an 80s movie about a media journalist, and this guy helps train her teacher. And then the other one is A Star is Born. It's got Lady Gaga in it, I think, and Bradley Cooper. And it's where he helps rescue her, and she helps rescue him. And the whole thing where those entwine is they work together to build each other up. So my part of the love story life is to be with somebody who can help build me at the same time I can build him. I'm not going to be ahead of him. He's not going to be ahead of me, but we're going to be growing together. And it's not a competition like you make more money than me, or I make more money than you, or I know more stuff than you, and no comparison.
Right.
It'll just be open. So to me, that's the ultimate love story, is to be able to love unconditionally without the boundaries of competition, and to be able to help grow with one another.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we finna get up out of here, but I see you got some books right there. What you got? You want to advertise?
Sure. This is the book I've been talking about. This is one of them, which is Swift Magazine. Right here. That's me on the cover. This was my very first issue. This is one of the ladies. She is actually from Vietnam. So we are an international brand. We have different packages that you can call me, message me, find out about it. Because, Ricky, let me tell you, people's businesses, if they get advertised in my magazine, I'm a giver.
Right.
So if they get advertised in my magazine, their money that they send in for each package goes towards the women's shelters around the country. Okay?
That's dope.
So I'm a give back person. I'm a sow where you want to grow. So speaking of, let's talk about you, Ricky Prince. Ricky Prince is very well known in the upstate, North Carolina. I mean, you're all around, right? Everybody knows him everywhere. So through whether it's his music, his movie producing, acting, whatever, his books, everything. So I come in contact with people all the time, and they're like, "Oh, you know Ricky Prince? Oh, you must be somebody." And I just start dying laughing, because I'm like, "Yeah, I am somebody, because I know Ricky Prince."
That's what's up.
But it's so cool. But with saying that, Ricky, you know what? Because you took in the time to do this interview with me, I want to give back to you.
Okay.
So every business ad that comes in, okay, whether it's a sponsorship package or whether it's an individual business card or whatever, I'll share the information with you so you can put the plug out there.
Okay.
You will get a 10% commission. So say somebody places a $200 business ad for 5 issues for a full page, you get $20 automatically, just because they say Ricky Prince referred me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm all about giving
dope.
back. So make sure you put that plug in for me.
Okay, I got you. That's my word.
Yeah.
But I definitely appreciate you pulling up right here on the Pull Up with your boy Ricky Prince. And tell the people where they can find you.
Absolutely. You can go on all social media platforms and find me under Robin Shockley, because I am the Robin Shockley of Focus Forward Robin on the go, because you never know where I'm going to be.
I wake up, hit the blunt and pray. Right before I start my day. Jugging every day, cause I gotta get paid. That's why I stay out the way. I wake up, hit the blunt and pray. Right before I start my day. Jugging every day, cause I gotta get paid. That's why I stay out the way.
I'm just a Carolina nigga with a dream. Went from gang banging to living like a king. It seemed that my team be hating on the low.